artisan producers up and down the country, the Scottish Championships here at the Royal Highland Show is one of the highlights of the year. The impact on business after winning a gold award cannot be underestimated. There are 180 dairy products being judged in 36 categories. The judges will need a healthy appetite before they announce the overall champion. Tell me your background, Hanny. How did you get into cheeses?
So it was more of an accident. I came over traveling from Mumbai and ended up on the Aloo Mull, and I worked with the Reed family up there making the Aloo Mull cheddar for 5 years. And what we're looking at is first is just the appearance, what it looks like for us before we even try to smell it or do anything else. So I'm just going to take a small wedge out. So what I've done is I've cut the cheese up without really doing much, but just going to pass on to the fellow judges. And we're going to look for texture and aroma.
Right, we're in with the big boys now, and they really are big boys. I'm not just talking about Rory, I'm talking about the cheeses here.
So you've got block cheddars. This is the category of mild. So block cheddars tend to be made on a slightly bigger scale than maybe farmhouse does, but it still means that you can still grade the cheeses in the same way. So what we're looking for is a nice consistency, a nice clean iron, a nice aroma. And then obviously the flavour is really important as well. So the cheese iron is the best. It'll take the core out of the cheese effectively, and it'll give you a nice balance of what the whole cheese is looking like without kind of cracking into a big block. So it's fairly easy. You pop the cheese iron straight through, right until you get to the end, a 180 turn, and then you should be able to pull it out if we can get it like that. But what you should be looking for is a nice clean finish. The back will tell you whether it's got a nice acidity or a low acidity. So a good way to tell a good block cheddar is keep it in your hand for a little bit and just work it between your forethumb and your finger.
And what does that do?
So that breaks down all the textures in there and it brings out the flavour, brings out the aroma.
It's taken all day to test all the dairy products and decide individual category winners. It won't be long now before the overall champion is crowned. The RAS director responsible for the Scottish Championships is Jackie McCreary. So Jackie, tell us, when did the Scottish Championships start?
Well, it's quite a recent thing for the Royal Highland Society. We started 4 years ago. This is our 4th year of the Championships. And we've gradually been learning and getting bigger each year and adding classes. So we have our Dairy Product Championships, which incorporates cheeses, specialty cheeses, cultured products such as creme fraiche, sour cream, kefir, all sorts of things can come in that category. And we also have a huge range of yogurt that gets entered as well as butter and ice cream, of course. And then we have our bread championships. Well, we want to put a spotlight on really good homegrown local food. We are open to the whole of the UK, but we get some great entries from our Scottish producers, and we want to give a platform especially for the smaller producers, so we have separate classes for small producers who may find it tough to compete in other large competitions against some of the big multinationals. So we specialise in having classes for the small producer and to put a focus on them.
How have these championships been received by Scottish producers?
Well, I think producers love the chance to spotlight their product and to get it in front of a really knowledgeable set of judges. We choose judges from across the UK with various backgrounds. We have chefs, we have buyers, we have cheese connoisseurs, cheese retailers. So it's a really good chance for a producer to get their product in front of some really high caliber judges.
Now, I know that you have personally exhibited here and won prizes. What's been the impact on your business after doing that?
Well, it's a great accolade, I think, to have won at the Royal Highland and to be able to say that your product has been awarded a gold or even one of the special champion prizes. It's a great accolade, I think, to use in your marketing and to be able to say that you're a Royal Highland champion.
Well, it's the moment that dairy producers up and down the country have been waiting for. Unfortunately, they can't be here in person to witness the announcement, but the Royal Highland Showcase is the next best thing. Well, the cheese section has been really hotly contested this year. In fact, so hotly contested that they cannot decide who should win. So they've asked me what I think.
So we have two very different cheese. We have both small producers. This one is a small producer, and it is a bloomy rind Scottish cheese with small pieces of truffle in it.
Sounds delicious. Right, okay, here we go. Wow.
And then the next cheese we have is the traditional farmhouse cheddar cheese made with unpasteurised milk from a single source herd, heritage of cultures and natural rennet, aged for 9 months.
That is beautiful as well. I really love that truffle cheese, but I have to say I'm a great fan of traditional cheeses. And this one, is it cheddar?
Cheddar, yeah.
This is one of the most delicious cheddars I have ever tasted. So
Perfect. So the
Probably
winner
have to
is St Andrews Farmhouse Cheddar.